an old favorite of mine, Bobble, except now with rotary controls. This is something I've been hacking on lately. It was originally meant to be a small thing, but I've kind of gotten really into it. I wanted to make a quick video on its progress, because I think the game is way fun to play this way. I really like Bobble. I still play it 30 years after its release. I've always been partial to the first one. It's super simple, basic even, but it has a really nice charm to it, and I think it's just a really nice game. But I've always wished it had rotary controls. The joystick is okay, but a proper control scheme would go a long way. So I've been hacking at adding these rotary controls into the game. Let's start with the controller. Using a Raspberry Pi Pico, I built a Neo Geo controller that has a rotary pot on it. The Pico takes the value of the pot, converts it into an angle, and sends an angle over to the Neo. It makes use of the left, right, up and down inputs, plus the B, C, and D buttons. The game itself needs to know how to read this angle data, so I hacked the Bobble ROM and replaced its input routine with a new one that takes the inputs, reconstructs the angle from them, then tells the shooter to set itself at that angle. In earlier versions, I was able to set the angle okay, but the dynos were just sitting there. They should be rotating the crank. But after more digging, I figured out how to get those dynos cranking away. There can be a small jitter in the shooter. This is due to a limitation in the Pico. I have a part on its way that should resolve this, then the controls will be buttery smooth. Bobble allows the shooter to aim at 121 different angles. That allows for a lot of precision, but it's hard to get exactly the angle you're after with the joystick. Once you get used to the rotary, getting the exact angle you want is a breeze. MAME has been a big help. Its debugger is super powerful. It's got a learning curve for sure, but once you get a feel for it, you can really dig into games. MAME can also be scripted with a language called Lua. These scripts also allow you to dig deep into the games and really take control of them. This was a big help in figuring out Bobble's internals. There's still a lot of work to do. I'm going to replace the how to play screen with a rotary version, add the controls of the 2-player mode, and allow entering your high score with the dial too. And of course there's a few bugs I gotta figure out, and I'm sure there'll be more. There's always more. As for the controller, well, I'm not good with electronics. I'm sure what I came up with could be a lot better. I'm also the world's worst solderer. And that's it for now. The link to the GitHub repo with all the stuff in it is in the description.